Okay, semi-final time, everybody. The second day of the Meta Madness playoffs, and today we're going to crown a champion. We have our, well, not our first best of 5 yet, but we're heading into that direction. Semi-final number 1, we got Team Mascarade going up against Team Nick today, and it should be quite a bit of fun, so this is going to be good. Now again, if you're not really familiar with Meta Madness and you just tuned in, or it's the first video that you're watching, then the first thing to note is that all of the heroes that you see down here are banned for the entire tournament. That's 23 heroes in total that cannot be played no matter what. In addition to that, to make it a little bit more tricky for the teams and the players to push them out of their comfort zone, every single hero that gets played within a series can only be played once. So the 10 heroes that get played in the first game cannot be played again in the same series, and so on and so forth, which results in a lot of heroes being unavailable as the match progresses, and especially when we end up on map 3, map 4, map 5 in the best of 5 series later, things will get a little bit crazy. But we had already some insane upsets, honestly, but as we're heading into Battlefield of Eternity, the hammer gets banned out. Okay, so that's already a good one. We got still one German over on the red team side. You don't want to give the German the tanks. That never goes well. We got Uther 2 gets banned out really quickly. And as I highlighted a few times in the quarterfinals and even in the group stage, we have a setup where especially the frontliners can be a bit of a problem. Now, let's see what exactly the teams are going to pull off here. And especially what's going to be picked, because those heroes will then be banned. We had some interesting priority shifts, especially yesterday. But yeah, time will tell what else they can do here. So, Sonya at this point is the last one to getting banned. And now time for the party. Muradin. Muradin was actually the one that had a huge priority in pretty much every single game so far. But you're on Battlefield of Eternity, so you kind of want to gravitate a little bit towards like Vala, Reyna, maybe even try and get Greymane in, but they go for Muradin. That's actually a little bit of a surprise. Now, I did not really expect him to last long in the draft, but that they prioritize him over a hero that can do a lot of damage to the Immortal is interesting. Now, Muradin himself with Sledgehammer can, of course, do a whole lot of work, especially after he stacks the level 1, and especially on Battlefield of Eternity, we normally see players go for the level 1 and the level 4 Stormbolt talent. First of all, to complete the baseline quest a little bit faster, and then also to do more Immortal damage. Here comes the quick Tychus pick, and Rexa together with that. Things already get interesting. Tychus is a hero that so far has been mainly played on other maps, like Infernal Shrines, but he won't be available there anymore, since they are using him in game number 1. But as you can see, we don't have Jimmy taken yet. Jimmy is still up for grabs, and there it is. Jimmy gets taken. Interesting from the start, though, that Tychus gets prioritized over Reyna. So that really means that they are trying to maybe use the bigger they are to burn Muradin down, which can definitely hurt Bad Benny at the front line a lot. But it kind of leans a little bit to the blue team trying to just run over the opponent. I mean, there's two ways how you can play Battlefield. There's multiple, but like two main ones. One, you focus on Immortal damage and you're trying to raise your opponent, play a little bit around them. And the other one, you engage into team fights, take them down first, and then focus on the objective after. And, well, that's something that they seem to be trying to do here. Now, I'm wondering if they go for Varian. Varian might even be banned out because of that Tychus setup. We've seen so many games now where you combo Varian together with Tychus just because you're trying to get a good taunt off. The bigger they are for damage, and then someone else follows up. So there's a chance, yeah, that Varian gets banned. Exactly. Okay, so Varian gets banned out for that very reason. There's other tanks that you could still play that have a bit of a similar function. You could even go for Blaze main tank. Again, with 23 heroes already banned out, Blaze main tank becomes a little bit of an option to get a stun through. There's others, of course, as well. You're looking for that CC so that Tychus can follow up. But let's see what they're gonna get. We have Stork waiting for his tank. We still don't have the support for them either. And it's Karazim. Alright. Karazim is in. And what else are we gonna get? The Kira pick for them, of course. On the other side, with the last two picks, Nick still needs to make a choice. And we are waiting for a side laner too, which very likely is going to be locked down by Johan in game number 1 of this first semi-final. But yeah, Stork hasn't made a choice yet either. And I'm still eyeing those tanks a little bit. I'm asking myself if maybe even a pick into something along the lines of an Arthas might be nice. I still haven't... Ooh, okay. We go Samuro. He was banned out yesterday once. This time It ain't easy being green. They go for 2 of them. They have Thrall and they have Samuro, so they can cancel around them a little bit if they want. But that is already putting a bit of an interesting twist to game number 1. We're not even on the second map yet, but game number 1 is already getting spicy. Battlefield of Eternity, and things are starting to become interesting here. What's the last pick? What are we going to see as a tank? And Mal'Ganis trying to set the kills up for the team. Nicely done. Mal'Ganis taken, and well, with that, we are ready for Battlefield of Eternity. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this party on the road here. First map in our semi-final. We have Team Mascarade going up against Team Nick. So let's jump in without further ado. Semi-final number 1 here at Meta Madness. Battlefield of Eternity, our first map in the semi-final. Team Mascarade going up against Team Nick with Mascarade himself on Rexa. We got Stalk on Mal'Ganis for the blue team. Cascon is playing Karazim, Make on Tychus, and Rutsu on Kira. Whereas Nick heading into Trolling Thunder as the level 1 talent is playing Thrall here. We go for the double Orc strategy with Johan and Samuro, so we'll see how much of an impact Samuro is going to have. And Marlow with Ace in the hole. Wait, what? On Battlefield? You serious? Okay, Digipack on Deckard Cain, and Bad Benny is playing Muradin. But that is an interesting choice for the level 1 talent. Battlefield of Eternity is the map where you're normally more or less forced to go into Exterminator. Not seeing the talent picked on level 1 is kind of crazy. And it really shows that they're not so much interested in forcing a fight over the Immortal, or on the Immortal, but more so trying to force team fights. That's a very, very interesting choice for Marlow. Again, you can pick Ace in the hole on other maps, there's absolutely no problem with it. I went in length over the differences here and how the talent has evolved over the last few patches. But seeing him go into Ace in the hole on Battlefield is kind of crazy. I mean, this is the map where you get the most value out of Exterminator, but he wants the teamfight damage. So we'll see if that works out for them. There's always the chance that it is a misclick, of course. I can't even remember the last time that I've seen Ace in the hole on Battlefield of Eternity. So there is a chance that it's a misclick, or they just really, really think that they need to focus on the team fights instead. And he is the only range damage dealer outside of the Chain Lightning poke. So time will tell. But at least for now, what are we gonna get here? Nick is in. Not really a lot of trouble. He's on half HP, but we'll see. I mean, either way, right now, it could be a misclick. Either way, they are likely going to go for a little bit of teamfight action. As I explained during the draft, there's multiple ways on how you can play Battlefield of Eternity, but you want to normally have someone that can do some serious damage on the Immortal. And there's a couple of heroes still that will be able to chip in for that, and it's not like Reyna all of a sudden became useless or anything. But of course, it's one of his biggest assets when you're trying to focus on Immortal damage. Instead, they're going to go for the team fight, but they lose Muradin right at the beginning. There we have it. So Muradin is down. Alright. Muradin is already dead. 1 kill to 0, and that opens up an opportunity on the bot lane to take the camp. And they could rotate a hero towards the top now to try to go for a double camp play. Now, as you can see on the minimap, Thrall is already making the same move. They realize that they won't be able to do anything at the bottom of the map. So instead, they are trying to take at least the camp topside. Blue team has decided that they will go into an early camp. Yeah, camp clear at least. They're not going to take this one, at least I don't think so. In roughly 10 seconds, the objective is going to be announced. And they're going to make their play. As expected, it's the bigger they are. Keep in mind, Varian got banned out. That's the reason why they couldn't go for it. And let's see what they're going to do. We have currently Nick already doing his thing over here, at least starting things up. They're a little bit late to the party, but Benny is continuing to stack. And off we go. Now, Samuro can still dish out some fair amount of damage to the Immortal too, but as I said, they are interested in team fights with the choices that they made now. We have the level 4 talents in, that gives us a Sledgehammer. Bad Benny jumping out. They're still trying to follow up on him, but the rest of the red team is here, helping him to defend. We got 5 stacks on Samuro, and he went straight into One with the Wind as his level 4 choice now. And the Immortals are up on the map. So both of the teams are going to be looking for those team fights. Marlow is still the one to deal with the bottom of the map. And as you can see up at the top, the fight or the entire game shifts a little bit towards Team Mascarade in their attempt to take the red team's Immortal down. And Bad Benny is getting decent stacks together. He now, oh, nice stun. Double stun into Kira, into the Immortal stun. They're trying to turn it against. Oh my god, what? 30 hit points, 20! Samuro nearly died, but it is Nick instead who falls, losing the stacks on his level 4 talent, and their halftime show is easily won right here. Nicely done, but what a turn. Samuro was so close to dying and made it out with 20 HP or less, and then it quickly turns on Thrall, he falls, and that's Immortal number 1 in the hands of Team Mascarade. All of that, by the way, initiated by Rutsu getting stunned into the Immortal stun. It was a little bit of a bait. Haha, we saw that too. But still, they managed to pull it off. Now we have 13 stacks on the baseline for Muradin. 9 Storm Balls that already connected here, and let's see what they can do. Because they gotta defend against a pretty hefty shield over here. More shots connecting from Bad Benny. He's doing a great job on his Storm Ball quest, I gotta say. Like, really a good job here. But now with 2 kills to 0, Team Mascarade, they're coming through the top now and trying to do their thing. Now keep in mind, this tournament we have 2,000 euros in prize money, and if you're losing the semi-final match, you still have a chance to lock some of that pizza money in, because the third place decider will take place with the 2 losers out of the semi-finals, so that's something. Level 7 talents are ready as the top lane push continues, and Team Mascarade is eyeing the fort down. We have them now on level 7 with the blinding speed. Also the black claws, and let's not forget that we have the grenade build on Tychus continuing as well. Level 7 now on both sides, and that gives us, first and foremost, the Phantom Pain. But we also have the Ancestral Wrath on Thrall. Huge talent for him, of course. And we're still waiting for Muradin to make a choice. Now, honestly, on Muradin's level 7, you have so many different playstyles right now. You can pretty much do whatever you want, but most of the time it's either Skullcracker or Heavy Impact, which is what Benny goes for now, trying to jump around a little bit. But with the camp at the top, you can clearly see that they're trying to take this one down too. 16 stacks for the baseline on Samuro. We also have 5 stacks for Thrall, so Nick needs to be a bit careful here. Doesn't need a whole lot to make sure that he gets the quest completed, and you want to have that cooldown reduction in particular, so that you can potentially combo it off with your level 16 talent. But even without it, it's a nice CC boost that you have. Nick is all the way up at the top solo, but down at the bottom of the map, it's another fight for the next camp here. And up to this point at least, we had especially Macke getting good damage out. Bad Benny super far forward, hoping for an opportunity. They're jumping Mascarade. Nicely done. The quest is completed, and Mascarade is gonna fall. Beautiful trap. Beautiful trap deep in the heart of the opponent's team, but they have to get out, and it seems like they can. Bad Benny is moving away. Marlow, on the other hand, he's in trouble. Can they save him? Jimmy, and he gets out. The quest completed on Thrall's level 4. Job well done. They dove deep for that kill, but they also suffered a lot of damage on the way back out. Now, Johan has 20 stacks actually for his level 1. We have 19 for Muradin's baseline. He's going to have that one soon completed. Still a slight advantage in experience for Team Mascarade, which could also result in an earlier level 10 ability. But off we go. Things are starting to spice up a little bit. And yeah, Samuro is already getting annoying again, as usual. Macke is currently trying to move around here a bit, as Bad Benny is getting another Stormbolt connected that brings him within range of completing his quest talent. That would be a huge boost for this fight if he had the Pierce and the cooldown reduction. Marlow has to take care of this. Muradin still moving out. Over here, Rutsu and Cascon are starting to take the camp. Level 10 is in. 7-sided strike is ready. They're looking for the engage. They have the upper hand for a little bit more, and the red team falls down to the bottom lane in an attempt to get the experience to lock in their heroic abilities too. But the halftime show could potentially be sacrificed. Here comes Odin. Gets already locked in as a talent. Kira hasn't made a choice yet. Sundering and Blade Storm. We are going full Glaurung in this one. Alright, full NA on Samuro. Going straight into the Blade Storm here. And if they can lock someone in, especially of course with that Sundering, that might work out well for them. Quests completed for Samuro too, so they're getting some important baseline quests done. Muradin hasn't completed it yet, but there it is, the Stormbolt connects. Mal'Ganis is in trouble, and the old man follows up, and Stork dies. Stork is down, but it could be a double kill, and it is against the old man and Jim Rayner. A 2-for-1 trade. Looking good initially for Team Nick, and then the blue team comes back with a vengeance, taking 2 kills, 4-2 in total. And they are turning it against Team Nick's Immortal once again. With Rutsu being at the forefront here, locking it down slowly but steadily. Talking about locking things down. Bad Benny forced to jump out. Karazim with a follow-up attempt. And they get the kill. The damage over time made it happen. Kira gets the kill and they take the Immortal down. A second Immortal taken by Team Mascarade. Bottom of the map is going to be attacked next. And this is starting to get dangerous now. 2 Immortals in a row claimed by the blue team, and they're looking good here. They have the higher kill count. They also are level ahead. We have 17,000 damage dished out by Tigers. And they are coming through for the fort even before the Immortal is even here. The fountain is destroyed. The fort is losing hit points as we speak. And that is not looking too good. That bot lane is going to be in trouble. I don't think the keep is necessarily going to fall, but if they can get another kill or two, then they could snowball it that deep easily. So right now, we have a bit more poke from Nick, but you can tell that they are in trouble. And here comes Samuro looking at a potential flank. They're coming in. Kira is at 168 stacks on her level 1 already. Then again, Rexa isn't done with his level 4 talent yet, but he's getting much, much closer, and that's going to make it even harder for Team Nick to take him or Misha down. The bear is already annoying as is. Bot lane still safe. They couldn't get another kill, but the lead is there. And they want to rotate topside to take another fort down. They sent Misha to the forefront, and that's the end of the second fort. Level 13 any moment now for Team Mascarade, and they are doing very, very well here. Jumping in again, trying to take this one down. Cascon and boys go for the camp. And it's a huge lead now. Now, for the next objective, it shouldn't really matter too much because I still assume that we'll have level 13 talent fights between both of them. I don't think that Team Masquerade can get to 16 in that small time frame. And Team Nick is definitely going to get the next level. But they have to really put a bit of a dent into the defense of Team Masquerade on the next Immortal, because if they don't, then this is going to spiral out of control very, very quickly. Right now, the blue team finds themselves in a very good spot, controlling the map, thanks to the talent advantage that they're running here, and getting pretty much every camp. The only one that they didn't go for is the Shaman camp. Oh, that would hurt. That would hurt, and Samuro indeed goes down. That is another kill against Team Nick that they cannot afford. Spray game on point. HGC, the Heroes Gaming community, is being represented here. And off we go. That's the attack straight in for the keep, and I don't see how they can save this one. Like, look at this wave that is pushing in. With a camp, with Odin, they're committing everything here. Immortal gets announced, Bad Benny jumps in, 7-sided, eat that little dwarf. And here comes the old man, trying to shield them, and they take Mal'Ganis down. The keep is down, it comes at a price, Mal'Ganis is gone. That was a nice kill. Can they get another one? There's, yep. Can they somehow get Muradin for a stun? Uh-oh, Kira, they're trying to turn it, and Johan, they survive, and that's another kill. Karazim and Kira are both down. Team Mascarade, they saw a little bit of an opportunity here, and they just said, listen, we can go for this now, we can turn it, and then they lose 2 in the process. So they had hopes of turning it around and killing a player quickly, and then they just lost too much. It seemed like they could take down Samuro, but even he escaped, and now the red team for the first time can really take the lead here. Take the reins. They have 6 kills against 5. We're now looking also at a potential invade over on the camp here. Muradin jumping out again. He's sitting at 23 stacks, by the way, so his sledgehammer hits are now hurting the Immortal too. And they're gonna get this one. I mean, despite the stun against Muradin, can they take that Benny down? No, they cannot. But it's a 5 versus 5 all of a sudden again, so they really have to still put a bit of work in. The old man, again, with a setup. They're trying to turn it against Stork, but Muradin is a little bit low, needs the trade to activate. Digipack is in trouble, and the old man gets crushed. Yeah, that's an issue. Samuro is trying to win the Immortal, but he also has to get out of here. Maka is already trying to follow up, and he switches over to the copies, still controlling it as much as he can. Bot lane is pressured at the same time. The camp makes its way towards the core. Shouldn't really be able to do too much, but there's 3 catapults together with it. Some will be distracted by the tower over here, but that's pretty much all there is to it. They need to get that Immortal before the level 16 talent hits, because once that's the case, it's going to be tough to fight against Team Mascarade. And they can take Mal'Ganis down again. Nicely done. Catapults on the core. 3 on the tower, and the old man is coming in together with Nick as they try to take this one down. The fight still continues in the middle of the map in a desperate attempt of Team Nick to bring this back, win the Immortal, and turn the game around. 16 is so close for Team Mascarade now, but they are playing in a 4 versus 5 situation since Team Nick was able to take Mal'Ganis down. But the Immortal falls, they make the commitment, and that's gonna be the first real push for the red team. Nicely done, well set up. They need the level 16. They still have some minion waves to go through, and they're starting to chase them down here so that they can play on eye level as the push comes through. But off we go. This is now the situation where we have 33,000 damage on Thrall, looking really, really good here. And 33,000 also for Tychus. Level 16 talents are ready, and that is where the Alpha Wolf kicks in. The synergy with the level 4 talent of Thrall. Also, even more Dwarf launch. 7-sided, and Muradin, he gets out. He jumps out in the last second. A lot of ults being baited here, a lot of damage done. And of course, Bad Benny's trade kicking in right now as we speak. He's starting to flank up a little bit. So does Kira, the two of them meeting here. Bad Benny not making a move yet with the Stormbolt, but the fort is down and they're pressuring it even further. The shields on the Immortal are gone. It's turning into melee mode now, and they hope to take down that bottom keep. Another hero kill would be fantastic for them, but so far they haven't really gotten an opportunity to pull that one off. Mascarade tries to flank in. He has the Sundering as they try to isolate Mal'Ganis again. Stormbolt connects. The cleanse is there, and he gets out. Misha is dead. The Immortal attacking the keep as we speak, and they are trying to get more damage in. But the defense is still looking okay. They could poke a little bit further though. The minion wave is still ready. The quest is completed for Rexa, and that gives him more survivability for himself and Misha. 26 stacks for Muradin still. Now again, his attacks are starting to do some serious damage here. Every single time that he can go for a Stormbolt, hit the Immortal is gonna suffer. And here comes the next setup as they're starting to make the play for the camp. Try to steal it away, try to catch the opponent off guard. That didn't quite work out for them. Now, level 20 talents are, of course, still a fair way off. But now we have 44,000 damage for Thrall, top damage dealer in the game itself. The bot lane keep, again, it has taken damage, but it's not down. So the catapults will still give an advantage to Team Mascarade. 7 kills, 2-6, and we are slowly getting into a situation where the next Immortal might even decide the game. It depends a little bit on who takes it. Team Mascarade, structurally speaking, is still ahead. And since we are 16 minutes into the game, the catapults start to slowly scale. And that's also true for the objective itself. So there we go. But either way, quest talents have more or less all been completed. Muradin, of course, has the endless stacking going for him. And if he's able to set that up a little bit further, then he's going to do thousands of damage later on in the game against core, any other structure, or the Immortal itself. And once that rewind kicks in, that means that Benny, in a potential core rush situation, or a rush for the Immortal, could do a huge amount of damage in a very, very short period of time. But alright, now with this, we got on the right side of the map, the first next camp taken. Immortals are doing the exact same thing. And, well, here we go. There's the little setup. Immortals are up on the map. And both of the camps are moving through lane. Which is a little bit more dangerous for Team Nick than it is for Team Mascarade, because they don't have anything at the bot lane, so Samuro is the one who has to deal with it. And as you can see right now, 7 kills to 7. There's another quick hit as they're trying to go for Misha, and the bear survives. Survival skills par excellence over here. Nicely done. But okay, with that situation now, we have at the bottom of the map Johan currently doing his thing, still trying to push that out. Should probably take the catapult at least, if anything. And in the middle, both of them are in the standoff, trying to see if they can get an angle. I mean, everybody's just simply moving, trying to aim for a position, trying to see if they can maybe catch somebody out of position, jump in, take them down, you know, just collapse onto a target, get a quick kill, turn it into a 4 versus 5. Level 20 isn't really an issue right now for either one of the two teams, but they're still trying to go for those lockdowns. And Samuro, of course, he has now the opportunity also to simply send illusions all along. Get some additional scouting. Another Stormbolt. That's 30 stacks now for Muradin. Good for him. And what else are we going to get? Everybody is still like playing this out slow, especially since Thrall has to deal with the top lane. But now that he appears on the minimap, of course the reaction of the blue team is imminent. They're immediately making a move for a bit of Immortal damage. And it's not a whole lot, but really this adds up. These are the small plays that you're trying to make. push the lanes out, force the opponent to defend so that their keep, so that their 4 doesn't fall, and then when they appear on the minimap and you know you have for a short period of time a 5 versus 4 situation going, you go. And this is perfect. Nicely done. Immediate reaction against Mirrodin. A beautiful kill. And he had no chance. 7-sided, everything locked him in. They went for the follow-up, the Immortal Stun as it appeared on the map, doing the deed. And now there's the old man trying to save Marlow. But they could get the kill, and they do! They take Tigers down. Beautiful kill by Team Nick. That was so important, and it might just save them the objective here. The fight is not over by any means, though. We have them still moving back slowly. But of course, as both of the teams are just trying to reset, let's take a quick look also at that kill that set all of this up. I mean, take a look at Mirrodin. Bad Benny, as he was moving in at this point, gets caught in the Immortal Stun through Misha, 7-sided, and he had no chance whatsoever. And that brings us to a situation where now with 8 kills to 8 kills, we nearly have level 20. Another 7-sided approach, this time against Jimmy, and it's working out. The quick kill combos here are absolutely perfectly executed from Team Mascarade. They're looking for kill number 2 against Deckard Cain, and he is not making it out either. Johan is already attempting to stop the bleeding by doing a bit more damage against the Immortal. But this is absolutely insane. Here comes the next attack. They're coming in. They take Mirrodin down again. And Team Nick is falling apart a little bit in this late game. Team Mascarade with one quick kill after another, playing a fantastic game here. Really well coordinated attacks, and the margin of error is so small for Team Nick right now that they fall victim to it over and over again. 11 kills. 2-8, we got level 20 on both sides now, which gives us the Silent Killer. There's the Rewind. We also have the Wind Striker for the extra cooldown reduction. A lot more mobility now on him, but this Immortal is going to be an absolute beast to deal with. Now, it's going to travel through the top lane, and very likely the keep is going to fall. That doesn't mean the game is necessarily over here, but it still is going to be nasty to fend this attack off, especially since Nick was nearly griefing, has to use the Bolt of the Storm, but they're going for an attack, and they take Kira down! Jimmy smurfing here with the damage, coming in, and that was such an important kill. Team Nick might just barely hold on to this a little bit further. What a kill! Catapults at the bot lane are concerned. Marlow comes in, takes the catapults down at least. They will likely still lose the keep. I would be amazed if they can save it. But no matter if it falls or not, them defending the core, that's the big thing. And honestly, with the blue team falling back, they are going to save the keep. Blue team is falling back because they're looking at this, they're saying like, guys, if they get another kill, if they stagger deaths against now, we're going to be in deep shit here. So Team Nick, with that beautiful kill against Kira, was just able to save themselves the keep and keep their hopes and dreams in game number 1 alive. Beautiful execution by them. Really, really well done. And this is just looking spicy over here already. Yeah, they're going for the chase as they're trying to come for Stork. Stormbolt connects. And the second one, a rewind, baby. There's the value right there. They take Stork down. A big jump from Bad Benny using that level 16 talent. And then coming in with a double Stormbolt, double stun. Nobody ready for the cleanse. Karazim was not there. And that's a perfectly staggered kill against Team Masquerade. Just as Kira comes back, Melganis goes down. Thrall at 72,000 damage by now. Nick absolutely smurfing in this game. Samura at the bot lane, holding the lane against the minions. And of course, the stacks are still coming in for Mirrodin. He's sitting at 34 stacks now. He's doing work, he's doing damage, especially against Structure and Immortals. We have 21 kills in total. We're 22 minutes into the game, and this is the perfect opening into the semi-final. Absolutely fantastic series here thus far. Bot lane, bit of a concern. Some remainders of the camp are still there. The Immortal is getting announced, but they're stealing the camp away. And that's an important one. We talked about bot lane pressure. We talked about this for a long time now, and this will relieve at least some of it. Yeah, look at the damage that he does here. Bad Benny comes in, hits the Stormbolt, and starts to chunky down. Pretty much saying like, hey, why wouldn't I? One catapult at the bottom. This one got taken out, so the minion wave is going to deal with it. But the Immortal is spawning in another 5, and that's where the real action is gonna flare up again. 5 versus 5 on the map, and here we go. The damage is in. Blue team isn't there yet. A little bit of free damage for Team Nick as they start to take the Immortal down over here. Mirrodin, of course, chunking away as he did previously too. 52,000 damage for Tychus, and they're all setting up again. And Samuro is starting to become a little bit of a nuisance as well, of course. If they could push out the bot lane, they definitely would. 11 to 10. Stalk making the play. Red team has to follow. They took their camp. That opened the small time frame for Team Mascarade to attack the Immortal, but they deemed it to be worth it. That will relieve the pressure from the top lane and maybe even pressure the top fort. Down here, Stalk already moving out, using the Fell Claws to make sure that he gets out of harm's way, because if Mirrodin connects another Stormbolt and follows up with the Rewind one, then he's going to be in trouble. He experienced that firsthand already at the top lane, so he doesn't want to fall into the same trap again. Level 22 versus level 21. Everybody just, again, waiting for an opportunity. Moving on the map and hoping to find someone that just steps a little bit too far out and let the lanes do their work. Every single kill that you get from here on out could decide the game in your favor. We're 24, 25 minutes into this. The Immortal itself is so strong right now, but the catapults are also incredibly powerful. So you need to make sure that those catapults are not becoming an issue. And look at Samuro. Takes another catapult down together with his minions. If they can push their own catapult over to the keep, this one is just a goner. So off we go. A little bit more additional poke is happening right now. Everybody is looking for a chance. Misha at the front, scouting it out as much as possible. And if they get the collapse, we've seen it before. The 7-sided follow-up after any stun is just doing it for Team Mascarade. And Rexa is pushing out the top lane now. They're trying to put pressure onto the keep, and the same is happening at the bottom. There's the commitment. They're coming in. They're coming all in for the kill on the keep. They're threatening core. They have 2 catapults here. And how does the blue team react? They're going instead for the Immortal, but the push could go a little bit further right now. Are they trying to make the play? They are. They are making the play. Here comes the Stormbolt. Mirrodin is already setting it up. They're saying, guys, we can race this. They are losing time. Let's go for it. And the core is starting to go down. They're trying to go for the quick snipe, and it's looking good. 50% on the core. The old man nearly about to go down, but they snipe it. Team Nick with a big boy call, and they make it happen. The lead in the semi-final series of Meta Madness.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Alright guys, let's go. Game number 2, Team Nick with the call yesterday on the last map. So that was pretty spicy. Dragonshire is the second map, and I gotta say, that ending was awesome. So at some point they just figured, guys, listen, these team fights, they're just too volatile. We got blown up multiple times now. The best thing that we can do is just go for it. Just make the play, try and take them down as quickly as possible. And I don't know what to tell you, but it worked. They came in with the damage, they had the auto attack us, they had Samuro, they used him perfectly in that situation, and that was just an absolute fantastic performance there. So yeah, big shout out to them, nicely done. And with that, we're now heading into game number 2 of the best of 3 series. We are at the semifinals, and it should be a real fun one here. Because, oh god, I would love this to go the third map. If this was the case, that was amazing. So, Dragonshire is our map. We got Maiev, we got Kerrigan banned out. Doesn't really shock that Kerrigan gets banned against Nick. Normally you don't do it in Battlefield of Eternity, which is why we didn't see it there. But now, of course, that we're looking at Dragonshire, it's a bit of a different story. Now, keep in mind that the 10 heroes that were played in the last game are not allowed for game number 2, which means that in total we already have 33 heroes banned, not available as we're heading into game number 2. That doesn't even include the 6 heroes that will be banned in the draft. So, yep, nice setup right now, which limits the options even further. Even Sergeant Hammer is getting banned again. So, there's that. And what did they get rid of now? I gotta say that Team Mascarade played a beautiful series there and had also a huge success with a lot of the kills that they got, especially those blow-ups against Mirrodin were just so well coordinated. But Team Nick just with the better calls at the end of the day. And this team continues to impress. The coordination that they have, their communication is just spot on. Blaze gets banned, alright, so with Blaze being banned out, which means that the front line is even further reduced. And we're really starting to limit that frontline pool. So we could see those tanks shoot up in priority. Same was true, to an extent at least, for the supports as well in previous games that we had in the quarterfinals. So both roles is something that we should keep an eye on. And there it is, Uther gets taken. Alrighty, so he was banned on the last map, which means that right now they can still go for him and they have a first pick into Uther. Which is kind of interesting because it already limits the value that you can get from Varian. Not so much, honestly, because of the Divine Shield. I mean, that obviously plays a role too, but taunts can easily... Yeah, I mean, lose value is probably the best way to phrase it. When you go for Guardian of the Ancient Kings, that level 7 talent is quite powerful. But they still go for it, which I find interesting to say the least. Because, yes, the taunt plays are always amazing if you can follow up with damage, and they should be able to still make that work. But if you have Guardian on the Ancient Kings on level 7, that really reduces a lot of the power that you can bring into play. Now, Lucio, for rotations between the lanes, Varian to be aggressive. If they can force the fight a bit away from Uther, then that's great. But we'll see how that plays out for them. Sylvanas and Sonya get taken. Okay, especially Sylvanas, of course, with the objective, could do a whole lot of work here. And, yeah, Make. I mean, Sylvanas is kind of nice because you want to push lanes. At the same time, if you have a good Sylvanas player, we've seen it with Rutsu, who could play it. I'm actually surprised that he didn't lock it in, but Mako, of course, is quite good on the hero too. Both of them could really just do tons and tons of damage. A good Sylvanas player is going to wreck you completely and can take a team apart, especially in the later stages. Inubura gets banned, so they don't want to go up against any kind of cocoon plays over here. They don't want to allow Team Mascarade to force this. But they haven't really shown too much yet. They've shown Varian. I suppose they could have gone into Nubarak themselves, but Benny played it a couple of times. So if anything, I'm a bit surprised that they didn't go for Nubarak, given how much of a affinity he seems to have for the Beetle. But what's the last ban for Team Masquerade now before we're heading in? Greymane, alright, yeah, they don't want Varian's taunt to be followed up by a quick burst damage. But there's still a couple of heroes out. We've seen Nick play Jaina. Jaina played Nick in the quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken, and he did some solid work there. I think it was Infernal Shrines, where he had multiple Jaina flanks that really hurt the opponent's team. So we'll see how that works out. Malthael, alright. So that is already a bit spicy, because this is really the moment where you can start to come in with your own cooldown, use the last rites, and really take them down. So that makes it super interesting now. You have the taunt, you can do a bit of damage, and then Malthael comes in and secures the kill. And if you rely on the Divine Shield to save whoever gets targeted with this, as the game progresses, you should start to really lose out on the cooldown game, because Malthael gets some stacks together, so that's gonna make things really tricky. Genji and Mei. Alright, we have the Divine Shield and the Dragon Blade, everybody. Didn't see a whole lot of Genji plays just yet, but there it is. So we're going full old school on this one. Divine Shield and Dragon Blade Genji very likely is going to be the combo. And that could absolutely murder the red team. And again, this is a best of 3 series. They need to win. Team Make needs to lock in a victory now if they want to force game number 3. Or they will find themselves in the 3rd place deciders match, but the winner of this series goes to the grand final, and that's obviously the goal of the entire exercise here. So with that, we got Dragonshire coming up, everybody. Let's jump in and have a little bit of a look what's going on in game number 2. Team Mascarade against Team Nick at the semifinal of Meta Madness. Team Nick against Team Mascarade. We're heading into game number 2, and let's go. Well, first of all, we have Team Mascarade playing with Stalk on Mei on the left side of the map. We got Cascan on Uther, Make on Sylvanas, Rutsu on Genji, and Mascarade is playing Sonya. On the right side of the map, Team Nick with the lead in the best of 3 series here in the semifinals. They play Nick on Phoenix, Bad Benny on Varian, we got Digipack on Lucio, Marlo on Zul, and Johan is playing Malthael. Okay, they're trying to go for a bit of a killer comp. Interesting also, different choice here. We're going into the Lions more on level 1. Alright, trying to work around the slows a little bit more. Uther coming in with the Hammer of the Lightbringer. And also on the level 1, as usual, the heat transfer is up. It's a trap! Yeah, is it a successful trap though? That's the bigger question, and it doesn't seem like it. Nope, they were hoping for the early kill and they couldn't get it. Now the combo comes of course online for Team Mascarade once that we're heading into level 10 abilities, because that's when we have the Divine Shield and the Dragon Blade. Always assuming that they're going for the combo. I mean, they don't necessarily have to, but given the way that they drafted this, I mean, we can assume that that's what they're trying to go for. The attack at the top, on the other hand, is going to take Mascarade down very likely. Yep, there it is. The final hit. Counter kill, potentially. He wants it. He doesn't get it. Nope. Rutsu has to move out. Trying to be the The little linchpin that tips the scales in the top lane fight in their favor. But as the kill against Sonya was already successfully locked in, the red team realized that they could do even more damage by simply pushing this one out. They have Bad Benny sitting at the side, making sure that nobody comes in to flank them, and also could of course surprise anybody that tries to make a move for them. Sonya has started to focus on her camp. At the same time, we're having another Siege Giant camp here taken as well. Yeah, and things are starting to spice up a little bit here. I like it. The early game is already very aggressive, and that's pretty cool. Now we have a bit of a different style on the side of team in blue, as they're focusing more heavily on the camps right now. At the bottom of the map with the shrines now up, we're still seeing Team Nick trying to get control over the objective. But Phoenix is moving in. Sonya, oh my god, the timing! No way. They go for Nick. He moves out. Make is there. Can they still fight it out? Roots has to jump back. They're losing the camp, don't they? Oh my god. I cannot believe it. Another great move by Team Nick. That's insane. That is honestly insane. The timing on those boys is absolutely incredible. I mean, check this out. They come in, they invade, Rutsu has to jump out, they nearly killed Nick, and now with all the aggression, they're at least going for a Zul kill at the bottom of the map. But oh my god, what a setup here. This is like, these guys are just insane. They are absolutely unleashed. The level 4 talents are ready, which gives us the taunt. That, of course, in and of itself is already huge. But now we also got the Pursuit of Justice. He's going full Battle Ooze on them. But it's kind of crazy how well Team Nick is playing. And here they come in again with another approach to take someone down, but they're facing all of a sudden off against 4 heroes on the blue team side. And they're trying to turn it against Mei. That didn't work. Trying to go for Nick. They can't get the kill here either. Zul is by now back. We have also the Dragon Claw on level 4 for Genji. But it's still level 6 versus level 6. And a bit more of a focus on the mercenary camps by Team Mascarade. Nice and easy damage against Zul, so that's already a good one. Sonya is playing it very slow now at the top. Has definitely learned from past experiences. But the blue team has still by no means given up on this one. They're doing well here. They know that their combo comes online a little bit later. One of the big power moves of the red team is, of course, their level 4 taunt that they have. They're already trying to play around this a little bit. Everybody needs to be super careful here. As the game continues, there will be more tools in the arsenal of Team Mascarade to deal with Varian and his engages. But at least right now, they're playing this cautious. There's also the level 7, as predicted against Varian, the Guardian of Ancient Kings. That's a huge tool. Much, much better than Cleanse. Simply because of the cooldown that you're working with. With Taunt being on such a low cooldown, if you go into a Cleanse, you're losing out on the cooldown battle every single time you have to use it. But if you're going for the heal, it is much more reliable in the long run. The pressure is still coming from Team Nick though, that hasn't changed. And with the top shrine taken, that means that Zul now going straight down to the bottom of the map to take this one too. The middle is all of a sudden in trouble, but Make arrives in time, gets locked down. Varian is here too. Make needs to get the hell out of there. He jumps out, the shrine is taken, Sonya has reclaimed top, Malthel is trying to move in. Genji is there too. Action all over the place right now as both teams are looking to go for the objective. Team Nick attempting to lock a Dragonite in, and Team Masquerade trying to deny it. They lose Sonya again. And now Genji has to jump out too, but they're chasing him hard. He jumps again, and Rutsu falls. They are also going for the taunt against Sylvanas. Make survives with 100 HP. Bot lane pressure against Marlow. 4 kills against 1. What a game again. Team Nick is going ham in this series. And Make and his boys, they are fighting for every single inch. They know that they have to survive until level 10, that they will get a huge spike then, but they're already a level behind and they could now lose out on the Dragonite too. They rotate top with everything that they have, trying to reclaim it. In the middle of the map, Stalk is trying to see if someone channels on the Dragonite. Sonya is retaking top, and now Masquerade can fall back. Has to slide out! There's the taunt, but it doesn't matter. Trade is being used. Level 10 abilities are now ready, and Genji immediately makes his way down to the bottom of the map, trying to reclaim it. But just look how well Team Nick is currently controlling the map here. They have the double control on the 2 shrines, and now they can go for the Dragonite. 6 minutes into the game, and they are able to lock the first objective in. Dragonite time, baby, for them, and level 10 abilities. Mad advantage right now for Team Nick. 4 kills to 1. Yeah, a little bit more experience is needed for the level 10 on the side of Team Mascarade, and then they might be able to finally bring these team fights to the opponent. No level 10s, by the way, chosen on half the team. Finally, we're having at least Varian making a commitment with the Warbringer, but everybody else is still waiting this one out. Mind Control, okay, they don't have Kerosene for the 7-sided, but still, we also have the Snowball going straight in for the Avalanche, and it's the Divine Shield and the Dragon Blade, as we expected. They're trying to make the plays here. Tormented Souls, no last rites has been chosen. The taunt again on Genji gets locked down by Zul, but they are still making it out, poking against the Dragon Knight as much as they can, with Masquerade sitting at the top side, doing a lot of damage, but he needs to get out, and Varian is already underway, and Masquerade totally oblivious to it. Totally oblivious. He's gonna go down. He just did not move away, stayed way too long, and he pays the price for it now. Zero awareness. He definitely didn't download the new minimap DLC. That just makes the game so much easier. When you have that minimap at the bottom right of your screen, it's just so much easier to play the game. Yeah, Mind Control, and that's a kill at least. Alrighty. Alright, top side. I mean, they're capitalizing on this now. So, yeah. Once that Masquerade starts, I mean, either you have to call it or he has to look at the minimap, one of the two, but he should have known that there's going to be more than only one hero that faces off against him. 5 kills to 2, and this game isn't over by any means, but it's kind of impressive how aggressive Team Nick is once again. So, yep, there we go. Same time now, they're trying to steal the camp away. I don't really think they can. They could go for Bad Benny, and they're trying to do that, but there's the stun. Not enough for the quick damage. There we go. Alright. We have a level 10. We haven't seen the combo yet from Genji. We've seen a little bit of mind control value, but now that they are starting to roam the map a bit more aggressively, maybe they can turn this. Damage output that we've seen so far, 16, 18,000 on the side of Phoenix. We got 15,000 on Sylvanas. Here come the Unstoppable Flames with the inevitable end on Malthael's side. And they're still an entire level behind, which means, blue team that is, which means that they don't have the level 13 talent just yet. So Sonya is taking to the top side again. Sonya is up at the top once again, starting to do her thing here, trying to make sure that the fort doesn't fall to the camp that has been pressured now. We got the Shattering Throw out too, which is another huge one. Sylvanas is attempting to push the bot lane a little bit, and everybody else is still playing it very safe and controlled from Team Masquerade in an attempt to get the level 13 talent before they engage into a team fight. Which they kind of got to do. You got to have a level 13. It's going to be highly important also. But even like the 16 in particular, I think with some of the Unstoppable frames coming in is going to play a huge role too. A little bit of a dagger focus even on the side of Sylvanas. Yeah, the taunt this time didn't really work out. He was already swift striking away. Sylvanas heading now into the Cold Embrace. Bit of armor reduction, and they could get a lot of work done now, as I said previously already, with that combo. But they're looking for the big team fight, and since we're now fighting for objective number 2, that could definitely come into play. Genji going in with the way of the Shimada right here. Okay, increased range for him. It makes his plays a little bit safer at this point. So there's a potential flank coming from Phoenix. He wants the big ult, and he gets it. The ult is out, Divine Shield, and there's the Dragon Blade. Slice and dice, and Sylvanas down. They're about to get the kill against Malthael, and they take Phoenix to the double kill. And all of a sudden, Team Masquerade is starting to do some work here. But they're all low. They're insanely low, but they're turning it against Varian, and even with the taunt, Bad Benny cannot do anything here. So they get another kill. 5 to 6 now in total. They just got a triple. They're closing the gap in experience, and they have an opportunity to go for the Dragon Knight as we are seeing the bottom temple taken. Sonya already waiting in the middle, ready for the channel. Nobody there to interrupt her. Masquerade is gonna grab this one. One team fight, all they needed. A good move from Phoenix to come in from behind and get the salvo through, but it wasn't enough damage, and then Divine Shield plus Genji Dragon Blade did way too much work. Easy fight, and now they're starting to come in and take all of this down. Bam! There's the hits coming. Zul goes down at the bottom of the map as they even get another kill thanks to mind control. Sylvanas is helping them to pressure through the wall. And Team Masquerade, they are unleashing an avalanche onto Team Nick. And they're looking for the staggered kills now. They're trying to come in for Varian once again, but Sylvanas doesn't have the mind control ready. They're pushing it easily past the fort though. And that's the first main structure that falls in the game. Still with an attempt to follow up with number 2 coming into the middle. when attempting to disable the next 40, of course. But the defense is ready. Maka is jumping out. Dragonite is still hammering away with the battle axe over here. But this is starting to get real tricky. 16 is now ready too. Mascarade has taken the lead in experience with this team. Unstoppable frames on Sylvanas, already a bit of a blessing for them. In addition to that, we see the nerfs of steel, more survivability for Sonya. And let's not forget that we have Benediction for Uther, another huge tool. Sylvanas missing out on the mind control. They were hoping for another kill. 16 talents are already on both sides. And it's a bit of an eye-level game now, with a structural advantage for Team Mascarade. But can they bring this home? Can they win the game? Can they force game number 3? That's the big question now. And this game is far from being over. 16 talents now on both sides. As you can see, we currently have 27,000 damage on Phoenix. He got some decent salvos through. He's a top damage dealer in the game. Mascarade is number 2 with Sonya. And Genji, of course, has also racked up the numbers with 21k, especially in that last team fight, where he got a lot of AoE value out of it. But they are still looking for more damage. Mascarade is sitting up the top now, trying to play this as safely as he can. Again, at the bottom of the map is a bit of a trap, and Mascarade needs to be very, very careful. I mean, they're looking for him. They're looking to see if they can get a kill here. They're trying to collapse into the middle too, but there's nobody here just yet. Mascarade on Sonya has to let the camp go. Yeah, he was thinking about it. Can they still go for him? They're trying, and they're diving behind the fort. They're 5-manning Sonya. Spin to win, baby. Mascarade goes down. The ult used by Phoenix, even in an attempt to grab the kill. Double camp at the bottom now. Genji takes the fort in the middle. This is a huge push at the bot lane that somebody has to deal with. And top side, there's only one camp that's pushing through for Team Nick. Everybody else has already started to fall back since the bot lane is under so much pressure. So they got a kill, but they couldn't capitalize on it well. They couldn't really do a whole lot with it. So the top fort is going to be still standing once that Sylvanas is done with the push. Bot lane has taken a bit of damage. Genji has now fallen back. Rutsu playing it safe. We have the camp taken at the top left too. And things are just getting crazy here. I like it. 6 kills to 7. And there's the next objective up on the map. And they can make a play for it. Siege Giants all alone at the bottom is dealing with the minion wave, not for long, about to go down. Rutsu takes the minions in the middle of the map. Top side, Sylvanas is doing her thing. And of course, Johan is now trying to bring this back too. The red team pushing. They got the Siege Giants. They're trying to take the fort down at the bottom of the map as they're now slowly falling back. Bad Benny staying at the side. One stun. Can they get the follow-up? Mind control is there. And Bad Benny is about to go down. He's dead. Zul with the Poison Nova. Divine Shield on Genji. He comes in with the Dragon Blade. He's trying to get the kills. Last Rites not available since he went into Tormented Souls and he's activating the button. But it's not helping to get a kill here. Bot lane fort is about to go down though. So they were able to accomplish that at least. Or were they? They save it. But there's still a fight happening up at the top as the blue team is trying to get a Dragonite. But they are already getting chased away. Genji is coming in for the channel. He's probably going to be too late. And yes, barely too late as topside Malthael retook. Problem is, of course, that they're just reclaiming it easily. And in the second attempt, Genji is able to get Dragonite number 2 for the team. With that, we have 7 kills to 7 and the power to push through the middle and the bot lane. They're trying to focus on it right now, starting to make the move down to the bottom of the map here in an attempt to take the keep down. Everybody else is on the way too. We have a 5 versus 5 situation on the map again. 33,000 damage for Phoenix as he's starting to poke the Dragonite down, and the 4-man is of course rotating away from the DK as they did previously, trying to use Sylvanas for the push. They get shut down though, and they have to now rejoin with the DK at the bottom of the map, slowly poking with the Dragon's Breath. Yeah, they played slow. Dragon's Breath is being used to take the minions down, is being used to take the structures down. They're trying to get as much as they can here, but they also have to be cautious. They're waiting for level 20, of course, as well. Big bait. Genji, he should be able to zip out. Doesn't even have to. But now they have the level 20 talent, and this is where they can finally start to really play with an advantage for roughly half a level. Redemption is in. We got the Flash Freeze right here, plus the Dragon Becomes Me, the Mind Control upgrade, call Banshee Queen, and with that they have an opportunity to get even more isolation kills against the opponent. Yeah, the 1-0 lead at Meta Madness for Team Nick, but Team Mascarade, they want to bring it to game number 3. They want to win 2 in a row and make sure that they are the ones advancing to the grand final. And they're doing what they can right here. At this point, the level 20 is kicking in for the red team, which, let's see what they're going to get here. I mean, Phoenix probably going to go for the Unconquered Spirit. No one can stop death has been claimed for Maltael Poison Nova upgrade. And I suppose that at least for Varian. Ooh, Varian, okay. He goes for the glory to the Alliance. Trying to take the camp. Everybody is already checking that out, but do they commit to a fight? I don't really think that they will, but they're definitely posturing, saying like, hey guys, what do you want to do here? Upgrade for Lucio, the Bossa Nova is in. Mad cooldown reduction. Big cooldown reduction for them now. And down here, Masquerade gets attacked again. They try to turn it against Nick. Alright, big hits connecting. That's the stun and the Unconquered Spirit. Nick goes down. Nick goes down. The fight continues. Big poison over the Tormented Souls. They go for Macke, and that's a kill. Uther is dead too. Redemption is going to bring him back. The fight down here still continuing. Up at the top, it seems like Johan is going to fall. Masquerade with a slam, and bam, taking him down. Genji looking for another kill, and he finds it in Lucio. Easily taken. Big fights happening as Stork goes off against Bad Benny, and the bot lane is under pressure since trouble is brewing with Siege Giants and camps moving in. What a team fight though. Really nicely done. Sonya getting the kill after first Sylvanas and then Uther both fall. And that's another advantage now to Team Masquerade as they are looking for another DK. Genji taking the bottom, Sonya taking the top, and Stork is getting ready for it. Another Dragonite 18 minutes into the game. They move down to the bottom of the map. That's the opportunity to go for the keep. They're looking for it. They're trying to take it down, get the catapult pressure going, and in a perfect world, try to get even more. Spray game on point for Team Masquerade, but Sylvanas is missing. Sylvanas is missing, and there's the poke. The goal is the keep, but the Dragonite gets attacked immediately, and they have the defender's advantage right now. It gets burned down super quickly. Nobody's pushing in with it. There's no Sylvanas this time. Masquerade trying to pressure the mid lane by pushing the lane out even further, and they can still poke a bit. They got the objective for another 50 seconds. And again, the defense is there. This is not a 20-25 minute DK that we're talking about. It's still rather early in the late mid game. But they can poke with the Dragon's Breath, and now Sylvanas is here too. It's a 5 versus 5, and just a bit of poke is going to be enough to take the keep down. Once you do that, that's all that you want to do. Their taunt, their mind control, their Bossa Nova as they're trying to come in for the kill. The Dragonite is about to fall already. Masquerade is a little bit low as the Poison Nova has hit him hard, but they make it out. 10 kills to 9. They're trying to steal the camp away. Good defense from Team Nick. They were looking for the chance to lock someone down here. The taunt came in and they weren't able to get a kill, but they at least defended. Another attempt by Macke to get the ult connected, but the cooldown is so low that it doesn't even matter if he throws it out a little bit. There's the flash freeze coming through. Stork is moving away. Sylvanas doing her thing. Siege Giants pressuring in. The catapult is there. They're poking. They're poking slowly. They want this one. Another attempt at the mind control. The taunt against Genji gets healed immediately. And that level 7 talent on Uther is so worth it right now. Coming in with the Guardian of Ancient Kings was one of the best moves here from Uther. Standard against the Variant taunt, but that was highly impactful. They could take the wall down. Full vision, of course, as the blue team falls down to the bottom of the map, trying to claim the next camp. And the red team is attempting to push this one out. They are under pressure. They haven't taken a fort yet. They've damaged every single one. All the forts are already low, but they haven't been able to take one down, which means catapults are continuously pressuring against Team Nick. They don't want to go to game 3. They don't. They try to defend. They are moving down to the bottom of the map as, again, the pressure is mounting up. Team Masquerade is looking for more damage. Another opportunity with a double camp play at the bottom of the map. They are forcing them to react here. And catapults will mount up on the remaining lanes as well. The next objective has been announced. 20 more seconds and I'm going to see another Dragonite up for grabs. Only hero that hasn't fallen in this game yet is Mei. 0 deaths for Stork. 5 deaths on Sonya as she goes for another camp together with Sylvanas. It's all about pressure, map pressure, control, vision. Trying to get those camps set up, push these lanes out, and go for the next Dragonite. Try and go for mind control isolation, coming with a kill. But a single fight could change the game. We've seen it from Team Nick. They went in for the core call in game number 1. It was a beautiful call. They got those calls down cold, and they could do it here too. Johan is the only one that's close by. bottom fort has now been destroyed by Team Mascarade. That's a bit of a relief for the bot lane, since now they have their own catapult spawning, at least on every third wave. But the double pressure play through the top with a double siege giant camp is going to do a whole lot of work. Someone has to deal with this. This wall is already damaged. Someone has to fall back, but they're threatening a DK now. The top shrine has been taken, and Genji is moving down to the bottom of the map, but the team moves for the defense as a 5-man, and they have to. It's a double night camp. You can't let this one go. Not with a catapult behind it too. So they rotate towards the top instead, trying to ensure that the Dragon Knight can't be claimed. The bottom is now under control. The wall has fallen, and they're reclaiming the shrine. Blue team, though, pushing the lanes out even further, trying to do their thing here. Genji is pushing the bot lane out, trying to escort a few of those catapults closer to the core. Because let's face it, we're 21 minutes in, 22. Catapults on the core, we have Winions in the game, baby. They can definitely start this now. Marke with another mind control, YOLOing it out, hoping for the lucky hit. Super low cooldown, thanks to the level 20 upgrade, of course. And that will allow him to just YOLO that out whenever he wants to. And if he connects a lucky hit, that's all that he needs. Double control. Lucio is trying to reclaim it. Lucio, is he going to be in time? Yes, he is. It's a close call, though. Half of the channel was already through. They're dancing around each other now. Everybody is looking for that one opportunity. Marke again. Mind control after mind control. Throws it out, hopes for the lucky connect. They're scouting it out, they're taunt, the immediate heal, Guardian of Ancient King, and they're turning it against Digipack, and Lucio is getting wrecked. No chance to activate the ult. Now we have also Johan in trouble. Malthael is down, but no one can stop Death. He's gonna be back. They isolate Varian. Nicely done. Bad Benny is in trouble. The fight continues as the Divine Shield comes out, and Genji is going in with his own ult. The dragon becomes me, and he is going in for a kill against Zul as Varian dies too. The counter kill attempt is successful. Genji is down. The big boy salvo. That's the end of Uther. But we have a 3 versus 1 on the map, and Nick is about to die. He's low, and he barely warps out. 4 heroes are ready as Core comes back. Uther had his redemption up, and that's an opportunity to go for game right here. They're trying to make the play. Nick, the last defender, he's doing what he can, but they're focusing on him. Once again, the shield is about to fall. Only 13 seconds left until Lucio's back to business, but the core is falling, losing hit points as we speak. Genji might not be here, but it doesn't matter. The mind control is in, and that is the end. The end of Phoenix, the end of the game. Phoenix is back to business. The B steps on point as Team Mascarade ties the series in forces. Game number 3 in the first semifinal of Meta Madness. What a series! Game number 3, Team Nick against Team Mascarade. The semifinal goes the full distance. We're heading into the final map now. And it's going to be awesome. Right now, we have 33 heroes. No, wait a second. I'm actually losing track too. 43 heroes are already banned, just as we're heading into the draft. The 10 that you've seen played in game number 1, the 10 that you've seen played in game number 2, and of course the 23 that have been pre-banned for the entire event here. And both of the maps that we've seen so far were just great. Great calls in game number 1 in Battlefield of Eternity. Then on Dragonshire we had some real solid action, good execution on the kills too. Now we're heading into Infernal Shrines, and boy do they target the melee heroes here. Kerrigan gets banned right away. Quick ban on Blaze and on Chen, and that really starts to limit the pool here. Sergeant Hammer for the 3rd time in a row also eliminated, so they really target Nick with this, and they are not hesitating for even a second. Bam! Maiev gets claimed, easy pick on her, and with that let's see what Team Mascarade is going to do. They brought it back. They were down 1 map in the series. This is a best of 3. So whoever loses makes it into the 3rd place deciders match. Still has a shot to win some prize money by securing 3rd place in the tournament. But the winner moves on to the grand final. And we have a Zarya and Vala combo. I talked about Vala yesterday quite a bit because she is amazing on Infernal Shrines, especially when you're going into the traditional multi-shot build, because you get so much value on shrine fights. You don't only do damage against the opponent, but you also start to work towards collecting more minions for the objective. So super valuable hero here, and if you have a Zarya on top of it, then you have a good tool to keep her alive a bit longer. Malfurion gets played. Okay, so we got the old Giza in again, and we have Orphea. And Coffin Girl is getting played a little bit more by Nick's team. We've seen that during the group stage and also in the round of 4. But there's still a chance that this is going to get quite spicy towards the end, especially since we're talking about the tanks. And Nuburak is up. And yes, I could have seen them ban it out, and that's exactly what they're doing. I like it, because I talked already in the draft for game number 2 a bit how Bad Benny really likes to play Nuburak. So that's a big one for them. So Nuburak gets actually banned. And that forces Bad Benny, I don't know, maybe into an Arthur's? Stitches, Tyrell are still both up. It could get tricky for the front line. I'm really interested to see what else they're going to ban now, because this could get very interesting if they ban another tank. And they ban Tyrell. Alright. So we might even see, I don't know, Arthur's main tank, maybe a Stitches. What else do we have? I don't think that anybody goes into a Cho'Gath. Tanis and Dehaka are both up. We've seen a Dehaka main tank variation already in the 3rd game. So this could get completely out of hand right now. And I'm pretty sure that Mascarade wanted to lock in the Tyrell pick. Arthur's main tank. Okay. There we go. And we get White Mane as the support. Sorry, Alexstrasza, of course, for the Dragon. That gives us a Dragon Queen setup. But that leaves Bad Benny with very few heroes to choose from when he wants to go into a main tank setup. Again, we've seen Dehaka. Could be him. Him or Stitches. Or something completely different. You have to dig deep at this point. Yes! Okay, guys. It only took about 50 banned heroes until Artanis finally became a hero where they said, maybe he's going to be useful. If you ban 50 heroes out, all of a sudden Artanis becomes an option at least. The afterthought all of a sudden becomes something to think about. And Stitches is into it. Stitches hook into Malfurion, root, and damage. Ah, it's beautiful. I love this. And what does Masquerade pick? He goes for the Dehaka pick. It's getting wild over here. We have a wild game coming up. Game number 3 in the series. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get things started. First semifinal, it's already a blast. We had 2 amazing maps. Now we're heading into the 3rd. Infernal Shrines as Team Masquerade goes up against the Team Nick. Let's get the party started. Game number 3. We are ready and good to go for a little bit more meta madness action here in Heroes of the Storm. Mascarade on Dehaka, Make on Vala. For the blue team, we got Rutsu and Zarya, Cascan on Alexstrasza, and Stalk is playing Arthurs. On the right side of the map, we have Team Nick with Nick himself on Maiev. We see Bad Benny on Artanis, Digipack on Malfurion, and Marlow on Orphea as the red team digs very, very deep into the Heroes of the Storm hero pool, and they find Stitches. Yeah, he wants some playtime, and he's getting some playtime. It's time for the action. Level 1, amateur opponent, and we got the patchwork creation over here. As we're, of course, all waiting for the first hook to be thrown out and the potential follow-up. That one didn't really do a whole lot. Okay, either way, guys, again, as we're heading into game number 3, once again noteworthy, if you enjoy Meta Madness, if you have fun with the tournament here, and you would love for more events like this to happen in the future, especially in 2021, whoo, the hook, the save. But yeah, if you want to have more of that craziness, then make sure that you give our sponsor a quick look. The link is in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube. And of course, if you do, make sure that you also hit that like button and sub to the channel if you haven't done that yet. But especially on the sponsor note, I'm dead serious. Just checking out the website is super important. I'm going to talk to them soon about more events in 2021, and it would help a lot if they see some traffic coming through the event, because, well, that's pretty much what this is all about for them. So it would be amazing if you could do that. You don't have to go on a shopping spree right away. If you're in the market for something, then definitely have a closer look. But just dipping down into the video description and clicking the high-tech link would be worth a lot already. It's just a couple of seconds of investment time for you guys, but it would help to set more of these events up in the future. And they have been an amazing sponsor to, an amazing partner also to work with in the past. So yeah, can heavily recommend, check them out. At the same time that we are having the blue team checking out the red team's camp, and well, it seems like Vala is not going to make it here. They followed up with a kill, and Malfurion is dead too. The brawl is starting up as on both sides. We have the action coming in. We get a kill each and the camp gets taken by the blue team. Good start for Team Mascarade as they are able to steal the opponent's Khaldor camp away. Now the level 4 talents are already taken, but that leaves us at the bottom of the map with 2 camps in favor of Team Mascarade after all. Okay, so with all of this said and done, we got Macke now with the multi-shot build. We already have over here the playtime for Stitches. And in addition to that, the Strangling Vines for Malfurion. Now, of course, for Malfurion, the entire idea is to follow up on Stitch's hooks, which is also why he goes for this particular pick. Oftentimes we're seeing Broccoli taken instead. But right now, as you can see, they are hoping for kills after an isolation. That can be an Atanas swap, that can be a Stitch's hook, or that can be Maiev tethering someone in. The whole game plan here is just really isolate a target and then take it down quickly. Orphea is the one that has to come through with the damage output, and we'll see if she can. But at the top side, they're preparing for the first objective, and Stitches is throwing the hooks out as we speak. Now, in addition to all of this, we got the speed barrier now finally online. And that is pretty amazing, not only for Vala, but it's more importantly amazing for Dehaka and for Arthas. Both of them get so much more dangerous once that they have the speed barrier. It allows Arthas, as you can see here, to easily move out of the fight after getting hooked in. But he can engage now. That's a big problem that he has in the first place. But that will help him with that. But here comes the kill. Nice! Good kill against Vala, and they are hoping to take stock down to the speed barrier, saving the Prince. But that's still a 5 versus 4 on the map for Team Nick, and this is looking good right here. Great job. So off we go. We got our level 7 talents coming in with the Icebound Fortitude. Down here, the quick jump out as Atanas needs to save himself. A little bit more poke coming through for Zarya with the pinpoint accuracy. And they're still trying to go for the Shrine. Level 7 versus level 7. That brings for Atanas the Solarite Reaper over here. A little bit more damage done to Arthas. He is just constantly getting attacked here. The Dragon Queen is taken. They're trying to reclaim the position on the Shrine, and they are chasing Team Nick off. At least for now. So they're starting to take the position here, but can they really turn it around? They're trying, and they're getting close. It's 15 to 28 all of a sudden, so they're definitely catching up. But this fight is by no means over, and the Dragon Queen duration is already running out. Bad Benny's looking for the swap, can't find it. Malfurion is dead as Bird Boy gets eliminated. And they're trying to go for Atanas next in the back line. Nick on Maiev is also a bit in trouble, but it is Atanas who falls next. Soaking up a lot of damage. The Punisher gets taken, but they lose Orphea too. Can they take Nick? And the answer is maybe. Yes, there it is. The hook against Macke and the tower kill. Johan with a big play here. Let's check that one out again as they're defending against the Immortal. And, well, apparently it's a black screen that we're looking at today. Okay, that's a little bit of a different approach. But I hope that we can take a closer look against that later, so I'm not quite sure what exactly backfired there. You know what? Just for the lulz, we're going to try that one again. And yep, there we go. So here it is. First of all, they're following up on Nick. That was pretty awesome. Look at that kill. Just so close. And then the hook on Vala, and with everything that they tried, they just could not save her. Really well done. So we got a 5 versus 3 setup, and experience tells us that level 10 is going to be used for some good map control. Can take the additional camp, can maybe also going straight in for a kill on one of the forts if they can dive that deep. But yeah, so there we go. Top side. A little bit of minions moving in. They should be taken by Dehaka any second. And now with level 10, with heroic abilities, they can again go down to the border. Alright, so now with this, we have our lead for Team Mascarade. Now, they fell behind on Battlefield of Eternity. Nick's team came in with a fantastic call towards the end of the game and decided in their favor. And now, the attempt to come in and take them down over here. Yeah, oh my god, what a setup again. Absolutely brutal. So, we're going to take another look at this too. Honestly, I think the reason why we had a black screen over there, and I think we could see another one, is simply because the game itself is just saying, oh my god, this is too much. We can't show that to the audience. They're getting wrecked so hard over here. This is just not for all of these fragile eyes to be made. So guys, please make sure that... Oh, can they take it in? Now, please make sure to get ready, because here's that setup that they just executed. Beautiful kill once more, as you can see. Yeah, isolation, the whip in, bam! Follow up from Vala, and an easy kill against the schoolgirl. Yeah, nicely done. 6 kills against 3. Now our side laners, of course, jumping around the entire time. Malfurion is making his Tranquility pick happen. We got also the Putrid Bile in. Lifebinder, and the push for the fort has not let up. They're still looking for this. Now let's check out the damage output here too. 19,000 from IF. Nick is trying to carry hard once again. He's making a play for it. It's, by the way, only Vala that has died so far. Despite the fact that we have Zarya to help keep her alive, it's just a bit too tricky. They're really doing work against her. Poor girl is having some serious trouble surviving in these fights. And this is absolutely insane. So, with that, we have down at the bottom of the map still our little play against the next wall. It seems like the red team is just saying, hey, if we can't take them down, let's rotate around them a little bit and make sure that we're getting at least a bit of structure damage controlled. The problem for them will be that level 13 is so close that it should be an advantage over the next objective fight for Team Mascarade. Unless, of course, they get a kill now and they're trying to force the fight before level 13 and they're looking good on it too. The Isolation, on the other hand, has hit Orphea, but she's alive. The quest is completed for Arthas. Ults are already getting popped all over the place. Top lane is getting pressured, by the way, but down here it's Stork who seems to be the next one to fall. Oh, what? How did they get him? Oh, and they swapped him in again. What the hell was that? Arthur get bounced over like the entire play. Check this out. He's getting bounced all over the place here. He's trying to make it out. They attack him. Then you have the cage come out. Gets bounced away from the cage just before he dies. And then Artanis comes in with the swap and saves him again. Well, saves the kill for them again. He did not get saved. No. He went down, but they still have control over the objective, and that's what really matters the most. They also went, by the way, on level 10 with Artanis straight into the Suppression Pulse. A lot of players have figured out the best counter against the Purifier being walking away from it. And then, of course, there's always people like, but Khaldor, then it's a 5 versus 4. Have you ever heard about stutter steps? Yeah. So if you're mechanically not completely challenged, then walking away from Purifier Beam is simply the easiest way to counter that play. The only thing that you could really try and get some value out of Purifier Beam is if you get a mad lockdown and make sure that the target can't move at all. But either way, in this case, they went for a great choice here because going for the Suppression Pulse with the lineup that is being played is going to give you the most value over a Shrine fight, so they can really try and shut some of these engages out early. Either way, with 8 kills to 4, it still seems that Team Mascarade is looking for a victory and a spot in the Grand Final, because they are crushing over here. They have to dodge out a lot of these swap attempts by Artanis and hooks that are coming from Stitches. But outside of that, it is looking real good for them. They have the quest complete on level 1 for Arthas, which allows him to get even more of those Howling Blasts connected and locking the targets down. Now that we're having the Fishing Hook on level 13 for Stitches, he's starting to become a lot more dangerous too. There's also a global, of course, on the map with Mascarade, who can now easily just move in whenever and get some extra experience for the team before he jumps down here. So yeah. Now with that, here's a quick hook, and this one misses again. And the problem with the hook is just simply that you have too many tools for the blue team now to save the target. You got the barrier from Zarya, you got Lifebinder if Alexstrasza gets into range, and on top of that, we're having stuff like Icebound Fortitude on the frontliner, so it's not really that easy to get a kill, even if you get lock-in. They have to sacrifice a lot. Here's already the Suppression Pulse. They're going for the fight. Manticore has already been chosen. Level 16 is a problem now, and Team Nick needs to be careful. Stitches is taking tons of damage already, but that Howling Blast, 4-man Howling Blast. They're going for Fia. She's down. Cage is on the ground, but they're looking for another kill, and it seems like Artanis is going to fall. The hook against the Haka on the other hand. Yeah. He burrows away and he gets out. Just simply sitting there. It's like, not on my watch, baby. I'm not dying to this shit. That's not that easy. Have a look at this. They try to go for the kill. The hook connects. And then the Haka just says like, you know what? I don't want to be here. He burrows away. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so top side, that's where we now have Maka and his boys starting to go for the next fort. The problem is that at the bottom of the map, they're losing some HP on this one. It's not going to fall, at least I don't think so. But, yeah, they need to send someone down, and Dehaka is now taking care of it. So, there's at least that. Level 16, it still has to be grabbed by the blue team, by the red team before they can make a proper play here over the next objective. We have 31,000 damage for Maiev. Are they willing to invade? I mean, the good thing for Team Nick is that they don't need the level 16 talent to get a kill. If they can land a good fishing hook, that's all that they gotta do. Land a fishing hook, blow the target up, and you are good to go. But for... yeah, no, now that I look at it, I really feel like for that you have to catch Vala. I suppose that there's a couple of other choices that would also allow you to get a quick kill in, but it's going to be a little bit trickier. You want to get one of the squishies for sure. They got their level 16 though, but yeah, those hooks are a bit of a problem. 31,000 damage, 44,000 for Vala. Top side has been saved, 2 forts have been destroyed, so the big advantage for the blue team is that they still have their fort and fountain over here in the middle. And everybody else is still just dancing around the mid lane where the next shrine is going to spawn in just another moment, and the red team has the early position on it. So Nick gets sniffed out, moves away, but they have already taken a few of the stacks. They're trying to drive a wedge in between them, and there's the attack against Stitches. The cage is down, suppression pulse, big damage to Lifebinder, keeping Vala alive, and they're starting to chase the tanks at the front. Oh, the kill in the back line! Yes, Malfurion is dead. Arthas takes him down. A kill against Artanis makes it a double. 11 kills to 4. And a beautiful drag by Mascarade against Orphea. They go for Stitches. And can he survive? I don't really think so. Nope, there's no way. They lock him down too. And that allows them to push straight into the middle again. Beautiful action here by Team Mascarade. They're dominating absolutely in game number 3 now. Series has been insane to begin with, but it's just impressive to see how Mascarade and his boys have risen to the challenge of winning 2 in a row. They haven't completed that challenge yet, but they're looking really good here. Now Team Nick, they had some crazy comebacks in this tournament, and this isn't over yet, but the situation for the red team is getting worse and worse with every single kill that Mascarade and his boys are locking in here. Level 20 is getting closer. They're only half a level away from it, and now they're attempting to steal this away too. This is a fight that is really good for Team Nick though. It's before level 20 hits, still on even talent, so they're trying to take it for exactly that reason. But Bad Benny is low, Artanis is about to fall, Stitches is moving in as well now. Bad Benny with another swap attempt, Lifebinder keeps Zarya alive. The kill against Artanis, Maiev is down too, Zarya has fallen, level 20 is nearly there. The hook against the Haka, but Mascarade is gonna be fine. It looked like a bit of a weird fight to take, especially since initially it was a 4 versus 5, but it was honestly the best choice for Team Nick in that situation, because they knew if they waited longer, the level 20 talent would give the blue team a mad advantage. So the only chance to force another level 16 versus 16 fight was that little battle, and it nearly worked out. They nearly got a kill against Zarya much earlier than they did because of the focus on her, but Lifebinder saved her. If they win that fight, they start a comeback. Now that they lost it, they are not really worse off than they were before, because that level 20 talent became a reality one way or another. 15 kills to 5 are telling the story, and yeah, they have to defend with everything that they have here. 39 stacks against 6, so they're going to try and force that by simply moving in now, and we'll see how exactly this is going to work out. But again, don't be in doubt. That was the best chance they had to try and force a fight before level 20 talents were hitting for Team Mascarade. So the decision making for Team Nick, once again, exactly where it has to be, but it seems that they found their master in this game. Team Mascarade is just a bit too strong for them to take down. At least that's what it looks like. The problem is that in the middle there's no keep there either, so now you have to defend your core. You gotta bait the Punisher over to one of the side lanes and try and take it there. Either way, it's not gonna be easy. This is a big play now, especially with the level 20 and level 16 synergy. As long as Vala doesn't get hooked, they try to go for the hook and root. That was probably their best hope here with that little flank setup. They couldn't though. Attack in the back, and Nick is down. He was trying to come in for the flank. The Dragon Queen gets popped. This is bad news. A kill against Orphea is about to seal the deal in this semi-final. Fantastic performance by Team Mascarade. They lost game number 1, but now they're shutting Team Nick down hard, and the blue team is about to enter the grand final of Meta Madness as Team Nick is getting obliterated on Inferno Shrines. GG and well played.